I'm just like vlogging and sharing my evening, but if you want to watch a true, really good tutorial on this, Keys Motorsports. Thanks for hanging out with me. So humid today. I'm gonna leave this jack next to the jack stand just for extra safety, and I know the car is actually resting on the jack stands. Let's go ahead and take the lug nuts off of this tire and pull all of the get to the brake pads. Out of dinner, so extension, and then I've got this ratchet. It's a torque wrench, ratchet, whatever. Does all of them. It's like this kind of magnetic thing, and it fits to it. This clamp, I usually use this for like when I do woodwork and stuff because I love to build furniture, but new brake sensor. And then I've got my brake pads here. I really want to get some new rotors. They are spent, but I am probably going to get those, not right now. I need to get them, but they're not going to come for a couple days, and I need to be done with this tonight. So, yeah, let's get started. I think I'm going to need an 18mm, 17mm, 13 and 14mm wrenches. So, for this particular thing, and I think I've got them all.
Down at the bottom.
Yeah, but I'm going to use a little. This is some type of. This is like a socket that is supposed to be. It fits everything. It's like an adapter type thing. Look how it's got stuck. Yeah. Look how it's got this piece stuck
in there.
In there. one is almost like pressed into the rotor. Crazy. Alright, so in here you can see how bad this is. This is my fault. But honestly, I just had them replaced at the dealership about a year. Yeah, maybe a year and a half ago. And I don't drive a lot because I was out of the country for a while. But okay, so this bolt needs to come off. It's an 18mm bolt. Honestly, if you want to watch, I'm just like vlogging and sharing my evening. But if you want to watch a true, really good tutorial on this, Keith Motorsports did a really good tutorial on this. Like, so professionally filmed, and you know, but just thanks for hanging out with me. I'm just doing my brake pads because I don't want to tow to the dealer. And I don't have a dealer anywhere closer than 2 hours away. So, and you know, it's just kind of a simple thing to do. So now I'm gonna take this component off and the brake pads here. I was talking to myself this entire time for a long time. But, so yeah, this thing is super cool. This is like this adapter thing that allows you to, this socket that goes on the end of these ratchets that like, it fits every single socket. It's so clutch. And I got it at Walmart, which like, okay, Walmart, you know, I'm not really expecting to get much there, but Harbor Freight didn't have anything like it. And I went to Harbor Freight for pretty much everything for this job because I didn't go to Lowe's or Home Depot because I have so many tools in my storage that I just didn't feel like digging for, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money on tools, you know, so I went to Harbor Freight, which I love so much. I'm so grateful that we have a Harbor Freight here, and I was able to find great deals, and I've gotten really good tools from Harbor Freight. I've gotten, like, there used to be a brand called Chicago, I forget the name of it. I'm gonna try to find the name of it. It's called Chicago something. I've got a great miter saw from them, a circular saw, lots of things that I used to use for like building furniture and stuff like that. And so like Harbor Freight's really great. I love Harbor Freight. And if you have one, you know, if you don't want to always spend a ton of money at Lowe's or Home Depot for, especially for things that are maybe you're not going to use that often, Harbor Freight is so good. So here's the other bolt. So the two bolts are off. These are 18mm bolts. And like I said, that adapter works so well. And then we could just slip this off, and you could see my brake pads are so, the WD-40 came in such great handy because my brake pads are worn all the way to the end here, and they were scraping on the rotor so badly that they were kind of stuck. And I remember buying this WD-40 for like $17 and thinking, oh my God, when did WD-40 become $17? And I think it was like an extra $3 or $4 because of this really cool attachment. It's like a metal kind of attachment, but it's crazy because I was bitching about it, but now I'm so grateful that I have it because it always comes in handy. It's always good to have some. And I've kept that one in the car, so it's been through like Florida summer, but it stays so good. So you could see the brake pads are just like a mess here. And like I said, this is not a great tutorial for doing this job. I just am you're just hanging out with me. Thank you for hanging out with me. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. But there's a really good tutorial on Keith Motorsports for this. So before I take them out, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna clean this up because it's such a mess, it's so dirty. And I'm gonna match the ones that I need to these two pieces, okay? Oh my God, this is not okay. What is this box? Okay, I don't have any wire brushes, but I got some Brillo. It's a little bit nicer than Brillo. These are like for Marshall, so they're kind of fancier, so they don't scrub as hard, but I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. Oh, you pesky little bitch. So I put the assembly back, and this side doesn't need the sensor. I have the sensor for the other side, for the driver's side. You can see the brake pads in there, and the piston is a little bit pushed in a little bit too nice and tight. It's a 13 millimeter and a 17 millimeter that is needed for this. So yeah, and I need new rotors, which we will work on next time. I'm gonna order them, and hopefully they'll be here in the next week or so. And then we can kind of redo that. But I am gonna replace the sensor, so I'll just order another sensors for when I redo the rotors again. But I still am going to replace the sensor for this brake pad change on the driver's side. Also, I'm very, very safe and very, very cautious because I am a lady. I have jack stands, a car on jack stands, but I also have 2 jacks in place because we don't play games around here, okay? That goes into the brake pad area that we're gonna have to pull the panel out to do that. And I'll just do it at the end. Giving Michelle Amy with these right now. Of course, she's been influenced by the tribes of the African continent with this style, but it is pretty cool, right? I got all my tools over here and I cleaned up that side because you always want to clean up your workspace, right? Clean up your workspace. I have some cotton in my ears because I'm outside and it's like probably 2 in the morning, and I have lights, and when the lights are on, the bugs come out, so I don't like anything flying by me. And so yeah. It's a 13 millimeter. This is a 7 millimeter. I'll loosen this up. Because they put a little thread glue on there, and that's what keeps it in there so tight. It should be tight, but Jesus Christ, the pain. I was there because I had my dinner, I did all my stuff, but finally got this pesky screw off that they probably put too much like thread glue on it, and it just really was not tea, okay? These are also a little, I could have put a little bit of grease in these. I will when I change the rotors in a couple weeks, but because that screw was giving me so much trouble, the sensor thing popped, but that's okay because we're gonna replace that. And I literally had to let the WD-40 sit for like over an hour, and like a lot of it, and it's just crazy. But I've already put that piston back in place with the clamp. I'm just gonna pop this off. There's 2 bolts back here like we did on the other side. Grab this out. I'm gonna go grab a tweezer to get that out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take these 2 bolts off. I'm gonna actually put some WD-40 on this because I'm not trying to sit here all night doing this anymore. It's super late. And then I am going to replace these pads because you can see they're so literally flat on the rotor. This one's not so bad, but the front one is. And then here, my rotors are so, but I'm waiting for some in the mail. Anyways, we're almost done.
Alright, I didn't really show putting the new brake pads on, but I put the new brake pads on. And then getting this clamp off was such a pain in the butt. Thankfully, I always have these tools. But boy, oh boy, was it tough. And getting that screw out was also not so easy. Anyway, we're just replacing this sensor, and we get some light stuff. So it's going up here.